right, so it's late July, and we're standing over a buckwheat field that we planted about 6 weeks ago. And so this is part 2 of our no-till process. We're gonna plant Big and Beasty today. It's actually a really great time to seed your fall crops because we've got about 2 months or so until hunting season starts, and it's a great time to put Big and Beasty in the ground. We've got a lot of moisture in the ground this year. So this buckwheat has actually been soaking up that moisture and stopping the erosion that would have happened if this was bare dirt. The second thing this is going to do is it's going to have a thatch on top of our seed, and it's going to act as like a slow release mulch and kind of protect that seed from any more rain or any more drought that we may have this summer. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to mix Big and Beasty with about 30% of the pure trophy clover, and we're going to seed it right through this buckwheat. And then the second step is going to be collapacking or rolling this right flat over the top of the seed. And the third step is going to be spraying it with Roundup. So this is a really good process. You don't need a ton of equipment. I know I just mentioned a roller and a sprayer, but you really don't need a lot. All this stuff we've done by hand. You don't need to disc the field or anything first, just a simple process of Roundup, buckwheat, and then we're going to seed right through this stems. It's going to fall right down to the bottom, and then we'll crush it over on top, and it's kind of that seed to soil contact that you need with Big and Beasty to keep a really strong crop for the fall. So the seed rate for Big and Beasty is about 4 pounds of the acre. And right now we've got just about an acre. We're gonna bump that up to about 5.5 pounds. With our no-till system, you know, there's always gonna be a few seeds that don't quite get that seed to soil contact. So we're gonna up it about 1 pound more per acre, and that will help us establish a good solid Big and Beasty plot for the fall. So we're getting ready to spread some nitrogen. This is a 30-10-10 mix for our Big and Beasty. Big and Beasty likes nitrogen. You can pick it up at your local ag store. We actually have this mixed for us for this particular application. It's got a Super U urea in it, and it's a slow release nitrogen. So this is going to last in this growing season that we're in right now. It's the end of July. It's an awesome time to get your Big and Beasty in, get a good head start. We're in the southern tier of New York right now. Can't wait to watch and see what this grows into. All right, so we just made our final pass here on our no-till Big and Beasty plot, and one of the questions that we keep getting is, you know, the Roundup question. And so after that's all rolled down flat like this, we like to come through and put Roundup on top of this, even though the seed's there. The Roundup will not kill your seed if you do it the day or two after you seed this, but don't be putting Roundup in a week later, because your Big and Beasty will be sprouting by then, and you'll kill it. So Roundup on top of this is safe, even though the seed's down. But make sure it's a really important step to keep those emerging weed seeds from coming up through and ruining your plot. If you haven't gotten your seed yet, go to frigidforage.com, order some Big and Beasty. You still got a lot of time to put it in the ground.
It is 65 degrees in Boston and lots of sunshine today. Highs in the upper 70s, lows in the mid 60s tonight.
All right, welcome to another video. We are doing food plots, tree stands, trail cameras, a bunch of stuff here at one of our mountain spots. We trailered in the tractor, and we are going to plant a food plot, and one food plot with the tractor. We're going to do another one with kind of like hand tools. We're going to hang a stand, we're going to do some cameras, and we're going to generally get ready for deer season. Okay, so this is a plot that we want to make sure is real good this year because there's a big deer on the area we call Rona. There's a couple other ones too, but he's a big one for this area. So this is the one that we frost seeded with plow down clover. We seeded this, it came up good. You can see right now we actually sprayed it with Roundup and killed it off. but you can see right here all the clover came up pretty good, fed the deer. So because we get all the nitrogen credits from this clover that we seeded, the plow down, we don't have to add as much nitrogen today when we plant this Frigid Forage Big and Beasty brassicas. So this is going to be a good plot. We have a stand up there in the corner behind the sun there. Ross is on the way up with the tractor. We're going to fertilize it, we're going to till it, seed it, and then spray some deer grow on it, which is basically a liquid calcium that boosts the pH and allows the plants to uptake more fertilizer. So it's going to be a little wet. It's not ideal, but it'll work. We have it pretty much tilled. So we're going to come over here. We got the seed and the spreader. This is Frigid Forage Big and Beasty. This is an awesome brassica blend. As you can see there, it's got several different types of brassicas in there. It does awesome for us. We've killed actually some bucks off it, and definitely some does. Super attractive. I like this blend because it's not only good late season, produces a lot of tonnage in the leaves and then bulbs, but early season, like September when we open bow season, the deer seem to crush it. So it really is like a full season food plot blend or planting. So we really like it. We're going to do this here, like I said, because that big buck's here and we want to make it as attractive as possible, and we think that Big and Beasty is the way to do it. So we're going to get this seeded, get it sprayed, and then head to fix the road. But hopefully we'll have some good action here this fall. This plot in particular is one where there's really good deer living. A big, heavy 9-pointer. And we wanted to make sure that it was super attractive this fall. We have a stand hung right up here, tucked away in this hemlock. And we wanted this to be a great little kill plot. We came in March, seeded it with plow down clover. It came in really good. The only problem is it's been so wet, and you can see out here there's still a bunch of mud, although it's dried out since we tilled it earlier. It came up with a lot of like sedge and like aquatic weeds, if you will, so we actually had to spray it and kill it. So we sprayed the whole plot. If that clover was not weedy, we would have turned it in green, and that would be green manure for the brassicas that we just planted here, but that wasn't the case. We sprayed it, killed it off, then turned it in anyway. There's still plenty of organic matter we're putting back, and plenty of nitrogen credits from that plow down clover fixing nitrogen all summer and putting it back into the soil. So this should be a really good setup for brassicas. We seeded it in Big and Beasty, and we're excited to see how it does this fall, and hopefully have a good hunt over it and kill a nice buck. It's definitely in a great spot, and there's some good bucks running around.
Ross is styling down in the timber today.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You go, girl.
Just started weed whacking all of this.
All right, so we just finished what we can do for today. This plot, we didn't get a good enough kill on it. You can see there's still a lot of green in it, so we're gonna let this die. We drug it a little bit, probably come and spray it again, and then drag it again, fertilize it, seed it. We should be good. I'm actually really hopeful for this spot. It's in a really good location, tucked back in the thick cover. We got a stand hung right here off the edge, so we can shoot up and down the plot, and then we can shoot down the ridge there, down to the swamp. It looks pretty good up in there. I'm liking it. We made a rope scrape right here, about 15 yards from the stand. Just pulled this branch down, hung a rope from it, caught up the dirt. We got that's another thing that I've been doing a lot lately, is that right there, roughing up the trees nearby. It's like a visual cue for the bucks when they see that scrape or that rub. Catches their eye from a long ways away. Obviously it's July and nothing's rubbing right now, but I think it'll still catch your eye. We put scent on it, lots of scent. Got a camera right here, so it should be a sweet little setup. And, just gonna come back, plant it, and this will be a really good place to hunt in September, October, even into November, maybe late season if there's enough food here. So hopefully it grows. I think that's about it for today. We'll see what else we got, but it's about a wrap. Didn't get it planted, but it's all right. We'll get it done.